23rd of June, 1981. Dear Diary, there is so much to catch up on. Since the arrival of baby Harry, I have not written much. Things have been so busy here. We spent the better half of the last few months in solitude. Being a new mother is exhausting. Hard, but truly wonderful. It feels so selfish, when so many terrible things are happening in the world, to be in our tiny, beautiful bubble at home. We are both so in love with Harry. He is the perfect baby. I love his hair, just like his father. Harry is a bit fussy during meals. He won't eat from an enchanted spoon. I have to feed him by holding the spoon up to his mouth. He is refusing to take the spoon if I do not hold it. He won't even let James feed him. I imagine this is how Petunia feeds her baby. Not that I would know. Mum has sent some owls, some pictures of the family, but recently they have been making me sad more than anything. A little nephew that I will probably never hold. A cousin for Harry that he will probably never know. A family we will never be. Unity and loyalty was the only wish my parents really had for us. Petunia did, however, send Harry a gift. A dull little sweater. She probably picked it out because she knew I'd hate it. It came with the shortest note imaginable. An update about Vernon's new promotion, their new car, and a few lines about how Dudley has developed quite a taste for chocolate. She didn't ask anything about James or even me. Not that Petunia would have spared a thought towards manners. In other news, outside there is a war, and people we know are disappearing, dying. How can we be happy? How can we look at this baby with equal amounts of love and fear? How can we talk of the Hogwarts house he would be in, Gryffindor, obviously, and pretend that our future might extend so far? Even if we survive this war, and I pray we will, the world will be a very different place. Sirius came to visit us again last night. He looked even more unwell than when I saw him last time. James is worried about him. He let slip that he wasn't sleeping or eating. Things are dark, but we are well hidden behind these walls and in our little love bubble. When Sirius saw Harry, he could not stop smiling. He is great with Harry. Perhaps that is the best we can do, while we hide and wait and twiddle our thumbs and protect Harry. We can hope that his little laugh brings a smile to those who love us. Remind them what we are all fighting for. It's best for Harry to be safe at home. I would love to bring him to order meetings, but not yet. I get caught up in these thoughts of the future, and I feel so sad. We used to talk about this before we even left school, of the holidays we would have with our little families. Our children would be the same age, and they would grow up together, playing Quidditch in their backyards against their fathers during long summer afternoons. I don't tell James that I still think of this, that it's all I want for Harry. Sirius and Harry spent hours with Harry's new baby broom, flying around our living room. It's the best gift Sirius could have gotten him. Harry just delights in flying, even if it's just a little bit off the ground. Sirius had a Daily Prophet with him. I struggled to read it, but at least I didn't know any of the names in it this week. My fingers shake every time I turn the pages. Nobody trusts each other anymore. Sirius still goes on about Lupin being a spy, which to even the most untrusting of wizards seems ridiculous. For a moment, when Sirius was explaining again how strange Lupin was acting the other day, but to me it seemed it could have been nothing more than your standard pre-order of the Phoenix mission nerves. But for a minute there, I thought James might believe Sirius. I'm not saying I think it's Lupin, but I think until we find out who it is, we need to be really careful, James said to Sirius and I. I defended Lupin. I knew he wouldn't be a spy. James knows that someone's feeding information to you-know-who. James is stressed. He keeps running through details trying to work out if we are in serious trouble. Voldemort knows almost everybody who is in the Order at this point. Though James was right, someone in the Order was a spy, and that meant it had to be someone we didn't suspect. Why couldn't it be Lupin? But the thought of it was too terrible. Even now I can't imagine it. Anyone else but Lupin. It just doesn't make sense. On a very rare occasion, James goes to some of the Order meetings, just to find out what's going on. I've stopped going. Dumbledore suggested it, with more force in his tone than usual. It gave weight to his advice, though he hardly needed it. I would never go against anything Dumbledore told us. The other issue is that Dumbledore has now borrowed James's invisibility cloak. James gave it willingly, but is a bit devastated. James has gotten very used to his excursions to Honeydukes. Sweets serve as very good bribery when Harry is being ill-tempered. James and Harry both love a pepper imp. Dumbledore told James that he suspected Sirius may be more than willing to send Honeydukes sweets to us, but he thinks it unwise for James to undertake any outings at this time. Sometimes I wonder whether this hiding will break us. We had never been people who hide away from a fight. What if we go through all of this and can't recognize each other when we emerge on the other side? I suppose it's just until we have a better understanding of Voldemort's movements. His army is still growing, and we cannot be too careful. It's what's best for Harry. My eyes drift to where James is sipping on a butterbeer, squatted beside Harry. James is laughing, which even now is the most beautiful sight, but the most heartbreaking. It's so rare these days. Lily J. Potter.